So the next thing I want to talk about is the how we are gonna use the mouse, and it's gonna be uh, lots of things that we are gonna do is gonna be we are doing it with the mouse. Um, uh, as you see, so when we want to start to using a mouse again, if I want, usually we choose um, the points when you do the drawing. So when, for example, I click the line, we use the mouse, we can use the mouse to select the point that we want and then select the next point that we want, and then, for example, press enter. So that's it. The one thing that we can use the mouse with. But uh, one of the uh, um, I would say application of the mouse is to zoom in and zoom out. So if you use the scroll wheel, the wheel of your mouse, and you use that, it's gonna zoom in and zoom out, and we are gonna use it a lot. And depend on which where is your cursor, is gonna zoom in or zoom out respect to that point. So if I move my cursor here and use this, the wheel in the mouse is gonna zoom in there or zoom out from that point. If I bring it in the center, zoom in the center, zoom out in the center. So that one's gonna do. The left key in regular format is just used for selection. So if I click on anything, use the left key, it's just gonna select it. Remember that if I want to select another object or another object, you don't need to hold on the control or shift key. You just click on the next object or click on the next object. It's gonna just keep selecting as long as you click on the object. If you want to deselect everything, you just press escape button on your keyboard and it's going to deselect whatever you selected. What you do. The another thing is that if you use your mouse, if you click somewhere in the, just click and move your mouse to the left or to the right, these are going to be the box selections that you can use to select. So if I come here, just click somewhere and move my mouse to the left and then click here, it's gonna select these two lines for me. So let me do that again. I click here, move my mouse, it opened the rectangle selecting box, and then click again. Any place that one is that rectangle, any object that touched by that rectangle box is going to be selected. Now the other way is that, so look at your, I clicked it and move to the left. The other way I can do is that I can click and move to the right. Now let's look at what's happening here. If I click here and move to the right and then click, we'll see nothing happen. Although it moves over the object, but it's not going to select it. The difference between these two is that when I click and move to the left, it only select the object that's going to be entirely sitting within that the select box, or in other words, it only select the object that completely surrounded by that this box. So if I go ahead here, only the top line here is going to be within that box, and it's going to only select that. It doesn't select the other two lines. But when I move to the left, click, move to the left, any object touched by that box is going to be selected. So there's a difference between these two. One more time. Click here, move to the left, any object touched by that selection box is going to be selected. Now if I click here, move to the right, only the object is completely inside the box is going to be selected. So this is also the another ones that. Now in the previous ones that I just click and move my mouse. Now if I click and hold the key, if I click but do not release the left mouse key, it's gonna gives me the freehand selection. And the same as before, if I hold the key and move it, you see that it's happening, and then like that. So it depends. If I move to the left uh, is it will select any object that it touches. So if I hold it, move it, it's select, and any object I touch is going to be selected. Same here, if I come here, click, hold it, it only select the object that's going to be complete, entirely be within my selection domain. So there's a difference between these two. So if I click, just click and move it, it's going to open the rectangle selection box. If I click and hold the key, it's going to open the freehand selection for that. So these are what we will do with the mostly with the left key. The right key can open the properties. So for example, if I click anywhere, so it open the menus, or if I, for example, I select that object and then left click on that, so it's gonna open that menus related to that object. For example, I can click on the properties of that line, and it's gonna give me the properties of that line that we have. So this is also what the the left key does. Another thing is that if I hold the scroll, if I hold on the scroll wheel, I can pan or move the entire canvas. So for the scroll key, I can zoom in or zoom out. If I hold it on, I can move it here or there. If I'm in the 3D view, if I go here in the 3D view, if I hold the shift and then the wheel, so hold the shift and the wheel and move the mouse, is gonna rotate the drawing for me. So this one is that hold the shift, hold on the wheel, and then move it, is gonna scroll it for you. In case that you want to do that in the 3D format. So these are the way that we can use the mouse in AutoCAD.